Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a recent purchase decision I made with Tesla stock, showing the receipts, showing you all what time I purchased, when I purchased, how big of a discount I got, and then also just justifying that purchase and discussing some of the reasons that I think Tesla is worth buying at its current share price, even though it grew a little bit since I purchased it earlier today. So, as always, if you all do appreciate the transparency and also just enjoy these videos where I talk about Tesla stock and the moves that I'm making in the stock market, then please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out. And so just getting into Tesla stock for today, first off, I just want to address the current share price and the movements that we saw for today. So for the normal market hours for Tesla, we got a plus 1.95% gain. That is plus $7.43 added onto the share price. And then for the after hours currently, we are at plus 1.41%, and that is plus $5.46 on the share price. So over $10 added onto the share price today, and we do have Tesla at $393.25 per share. So this has actually been a surprisingly good day for Tesla. I'll go ahead and just show the portfolio since it's basically the equivalent of looking at Tesla, since Tesla is the only thing that I own. It's 100% of my portfolio. So as you all can see, we started out pretty low today in the red, and the lowest point of today for Tesla was at minus 6.50%, and my portfolio was actually down significantly, over $9,000 in losses at that point today. So like I said, it started out pretty low. The market started out in the red, and we ended up having a green day. So ironically, with my purchasing decision, I ended up getting pretty lucky, and I say lucky in the sense that the market is just so unpredictable. When it comes to dollar cost averaging, the most you can do is at least hope that you're buying at a decent time, but honestly, the whole point of dollar cost averaging is so you don't have to stress about like what point you bought in comparison to the ideal point. So regardless, for those familiar with the channel and my mindset, it doesn't really make a difference whether I bought today at the highest point, whether it's at 140 at plus almost 5%, or if I bought at the lowest point at minus 6.50%, because the long-term perspective is what matters, and I'm more focused on the long-term gains rather than a few bucks added onto the share price. Of course, that's all up to perspective, because I know a dollar compound interest 10 years from now could be a lot more money, but I just don't think it's worth the extra stress and mental gymnastics of trying to find the best time to buy in when you can simply just dollar cost average. So to go ahead and show you all this, I recently purchased around $2,400 in Tesla stock. I think to be exact, it was $2,370. So let's go ahead and check out this receipt. And also, just to address one thing before I get into this, I did spend $1,000 yesterday on margin. And so I used margin because my current instant deposit transfers are restricted because of a withdrawal issue. So I used the $1,000 on margin, since $1,000 or less, if you have Robinhood Gold, there's no interest rate on that. Anything above $1,000, there's a 5% interest rate. But since I pay $5 per month for Robinhood Gold, then I can actually borrow up to $1,000 with no interest payment. So I basically just borrowed that ahead of time for today because I transferred over like $3,370. So this $2,370 is actually just part of the full transfer. So this $1,000 spent on margin yesterday has been taken care of today with that transfer. Like I said, I transferred $3,370. So I took care of this $1,000, and then I also spent another $2,370 on more Tesla stock, and I purchased 6.523 shares at a share price of $363.31, and so that was at 9:23 a.m. So actually pretty early in the morning. And as we know, with the trend of Tesla stock today, early in the morning was where the deep discounts were at compared to the rest of the day, where it actually started to go into the green later on. So as I said, $363.31. So at 9:23, we can actually check this out on the stock chart. So at 9:23, Tesla stock was about at minus 4.11%. So in comparison to the rest of the day, I got a minus over 4% discount compared to 5:55 p.m. where I would be paying a few percentage points extra, or at this peak right here at 140, I would actually be paying a lot extra. So luckily with this dollar cost averaging strategy, it actually worked out in my favor for today. And also kind of another lucky thing when I really think about it is kind of ironic, where my instant deposits are restricted. Like I said, I used the $1,000 on margin yesterday to basically just maximize any chance that I have to purchase Tesla stock. And so I used that $1,000, but if I would have had the full 3370 yesterday, then I wouldn't have gotten as good of a deal as I got this morning with this additional discount in the red. So by my instant deposits being restricted and me only being able to use that $1,000 on margin, it actually forced me to buy Tesla stock at a cheaper price, meaning that I got more shares for the money that I spent by buying it this morning instead of yesterday morning. So that actually worked out pretty well. And the interesting thing about buying yesterday morning was that with yesterday, it started out in the red, but continued to go farther and farther into the red until the very end of the day. So I actually got a much bigger discount today compared to yesterday. And I spent the majority of that transfer today compared to yesterday. So it worked out very well for me. And so just to give you all some justification, for one thing, I think my share price that I bought it at, the $361 or $363, I think that's a really good price to buy in. And my reasoning for that is because I think there was a big overreaction in the stock market with Battery Day, where there was a huge sell-off. And of course, the general stock market was having like a downturn as well. But I also, like I said in previous videos, I think a lot of people simply just were expecting too much or had too high of expectations or were expecting things in addition to just the details about the batteries and then also the Plaid Model S. But then I also think that the information just simply went over a lot of stock investors' heads and Wall Street just didn't understand it on the level that some major Tesla investors did. And I think there was this big disconnect between Wall Street and analysts and some of the people that just didn't get it compared to the people that completely understood the information. And honestly, you don't have to know everything about batteries. You didn't have to understand every single detail mentioned in that event to know what is happening with Tesla and what they're doing with that battery project. You just need to know the basics. It's okay if you didn't understand a few details like the diameter of the battery or like the material used. I mean, obviously it's helpful if you understand the materials and things like that, but if you just get the basics and you actually infer based off of that on the future and what Tesla plans on doing and how they're going to disrupt the whole industry, then that helps you understand it a lot more. And so like I said, I want to emphasize with Battery Day, it's not too hard to understand what was exactly announced there. Like I said, even if you don't understand some of the more specific details, the general idea is there. And it's all about who actually cared enough to pay that much attention to see what was going on. So I think analysts are continuing to just be ignorant when it comes to Tesla. However, we do have a lot of analysts that are starting to get on board lately, especially. And even as I covered in yesterday's news video for Tesla, we do have some analysts and companies waking up. For example, Deutsche Bank, they actually upgraded their price target, I think, from $400 to $500. So that was pretty huge in itself. In my personal opinion, Tesla stock will be worth more than $500 a year from now. Now, of course, that's just my opinion, but I just want to emphasize that although there has been like a little bit of a pullback for Tesla stock, especially after Battery Day actually occurred, and there seems to be a disconnect between some analysts and Wall Street, there are actually some analysts picking up on the information on Battery Day. And even Deutsche Bank mentioned in their price target upgrade from $400 to $500 that this pullback was actually a pretty good opportunity for long-term Tesla investors to actually take advantage of this situation where there is some fear and uncertainty, even though we got a lot of good news on Battery Day. And everything is very forward looking at this point in time. And yes, I understand that there may be a lack of catalysts, at least for now, for Tesla. Keep in mind, there's still a lot of things going on with Tesla over just the rest of the remainder of this year. But in terms of just like huge events like Battery Day, we don't have many in sight. Now, we do have the Q3 earnings announcements and things like that, and then also possibly the Model Y ramping up production after Phase 2 is completed at the Shanghai Gigafactory. But like I said, I understand that some people are kind of concerned because there's not many catalysts, but I didn't initially begin to invest in this company because I was focused on short-term catalysts. I'm just worried about what happens in the long term. whether there's a big distance between major events or not, as long as they happen around the time frame of what Tesla is promising, and as long as Tesla continues to dominate the EV market, and also as we see this EV market grow in the future, especially over these next 10 years, then when you look at it like that, then the short-term catalysts don't really matter. All they really matter for is pumping up the stock price every now and then and kind of preventing a longer pullback. So I'm honestly okay with a pullback happening sometime in the future. If it's going to happen, then I'm simply just going to take advantage of these red day opportunities with Tesla being at a discount. So like I said, even if there isn't much catalyst going to happen for the remainder of this year, I'm completely okay with that. That actually gives us a little bit of a resting point to buy more Tesla stock, grow our positions, especially for us long-term investors. We actually love having a little bit of a chance and some time to just load the boat on Tesla shares when we can do so, and especially if it's at a discount. So anyways, I think this company is going to dominate the EV market in the future. I think they're going to have a big foothold in the energy industry as well in the long-term future as we see this transition to renewable energy. And I also think that Tesla is going to enter in some other markets and have some other products that we may not expect, and ones that may not relate directly to the vehicle aspect of Tesla. And so as we know, Tesla is basically just a bunch of tech startups. Even Elon Musk has basically said that they're just a bunch of Silicon Valley startups. So they can pretty much be any company that they want to be. If they want to be Apple, they can do that. I think so, honestly. We already know that they have big advantages in software. So if they want to create some sort of revolutionary product, whether it's revolutionary in comparison to something like Neuralink, or if it's just another product that people would love to have for their everyday life, then I think Tesla could easily do that. And I think they're a company that will certainly take advantage on something that is lacking in the market that customers would certainly love to have. So I honestly think that Tesla will dominate the EV industry in the future. I believe they're going to be a big player in the energy industry as well. And then also when it just comes to autonomy and software, I think there's big revenue potential there as well. Autonomy is absolutely huge. That's one of the things that I'm most interested in for the future of Tesla. And so like I said, there could be additional things that we're not even thinking of right now as well. But anyways, I just wanted to share some of my logic as to why I'm currently buying Tesla stock. Even if Tesla stock was at $500 right now, I would still be dollar cost averaging and using the cash that I have to invest in the stock, just because, as you all know, that is my strategy. So essentially, if you want to know when I'm buying Tesla stock, the answer to that is when I have cash. And very rarely do I have cash for a long amount of time, because it ends up being spent on Tesla stock or any other bills that I have to pay aside from Tesla. So most of the time, my bank account stays empty. It's a ghost town up in there, and Robinhood sees all the action. So anyways, I just wanted to share this video with you all, update you on some of the moves that I'm making in the market, including this most recent $2,300, actually $2,400 almost, Tesla purchase at $2,370. And then I spent $1,000 yesterday. So please make sure to smash that like button if you all enjoyed the video. And also, feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you can get one free stock valued up to $1,600. And to get that, all you have to do is sign up with my referral link and deposit $100 into your account. Keep in mind that you can take that $100 right back out after you get your stock. So just wanted to let you all know about that. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.